Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz. Today is Friday, October 21st. This is the Search Buzz video recap. It's a recap of the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week at seroundtable.com. And I wanted to get through the news fairly quickly. We can't do the live broadcast today, so I'm not going to be looking that way that much. But there's something wrong with Ustream. I'm not exactly sure what, and hopefully we'll fix it next week. Anyway, let's start with the Yahoo Site Explorer. This week, a lot of people started reporting, actually yesterday and the day before, that Site Explorer has dropped the link data that they have significantly. 50% of the links are gone, or whatever it might be. There are reports at Webmaster World, Digital Point Forums, the Yahoo Site Explorer suggestion board, and we found a comment from Yahoo saying, and let me quote you, this is coming from Himat Minocha, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that, product manager at Yahoo Site Explorer. He said, "We are working with the Microsoft team to ensure that webmasters can continue to use Yahoo Site Explorer to view their inlinks, aka backlinks, to a given web page or a website, and to further be able to export that data as CSV if desired. Please note that this functionality will only be available through the Yahoo Site Explorer user interface and will not be available through the Web Services API." So basically, Yahoo's basically confirming that their linkage data, because they're no longer crawling the web, is no longer as valuable or any value because they're starting to drop out of the Yahoo index. Microsoft's supposed to be powering that, but yet something's going on where it's not fully. And even when Microsoft does power that, it's only going to be visible in the user interface using it on the desktop and not via an API. That's for more information about that, October 21st at seroundtable.com. 2. PageRank update. There was a PageRank update on October 17th or 18th or so. That was earlier this week. A lot of people were seeing a PageRank update. I personally did not. A lot of people also haven't, but there are lots of reports that people were seeing it. There were threads over at Digital Point Forums, the Webmaster Help section at Google. Also, a lot of people complaining about it on Twitter. The last PageRank update before this was something in September, which was last month, obviously. And Google typically does a PageRank update in October, which they did last year as well. Again, this is just a toolbar thing. There's no direct impact on your rankings. We have a post about that on October 18th. Next, today we posted about the Google testing a new AdWords preview tool. The preview tool was actually introduced in 2006 to give advertisers a way to see their ads without actually impacting the cost of those ads as well as the quality score, because obviously every time you look at an ad that you run, it might impact the click-through rate and stuff like that, which impacts your cost, stuff like that. So also, they also gave you a way to do this, to display your ad in multiple languages and multiple countries, so you can see how they fare in those different countries or locales. That interface has been live since 2006. In 2007, they updated it a little bit, and now they are testing a new interface, which I'll link from the old interface to the new interface, which gives you a new look for the AdWords preview tool. It pretty much looks similar. It's a little bit more cleaned up. The functionality's changed slightly, not majorly. We have some information about that also. Let me point out what one advertiser said. He said what he noticed was when you type in a Google domain, you get a list of all of them, which he found to be a bit annoying. He also said the interface prompts you to sign in order to give you information about your ads. And the location country list is now all in alphabetical order, which I guess is a bit easier. I'll try to include screenshots while in the video so you can see it. Also, you can look at it on October 22nd at seroundtable.com. If you want to play with it yourself, just do a search for AdWords Preview Tool, and there'll be a link at the top to the new beta one. This week we posted a thing from Webmaster World talking about the Yahoo AdCenter migration for the ad side. Basically, as we expected, the cost per click has increased for a lot of people. Some people saying their cost per click actually soared by 40%. I've been hearing different things from different companies, like Performix and different companies, that as high as 80% increases. So some people are actually pulling their ads from AdCenter until they somewhat stabilize those costs per clicks. We also posted a poll asking advertisers to go ahead and tell us what they've been seeing. We don't have that many responses yet. I was away, so I couldn't push it too much. But a lot of people are saying they're seeing a 30% increase or more on their ad side with Microsoft AdCenter since they migrated with Yahoo. So definitely go ahead and take our poll October 19th at seroundtable.com. We believe there's a major problem with Google indexing Blogspot blogs. sometime starting October 20th, reportedly, Google has stopped indexing all new content from these blogs. I'm not sure if it's every blog or most of the blogs or whatever, but it does seem to be an issue. We posted about it today, October 22nd. It seems that John Moo from Google is on the case. He said he's going to look into the issue. People are posting examples, and he'll get more feedback to everybody as time goes on. Again, if you have a problem, you have a Blogspot blog, you definitely want to take a look at this, October 22nd at SEOroundtable.com. October 20th, we posted about how, so we did 3 things on Google reconsideration requests. One is, on October 20th, we wrote about how back in the day when Matt Cutts did a site clinic, I think it was a year or two ago at PubCon, he talked about how when you buy a new domain, it starts off at ground level, but when you buy a used domain, and that used domain was penalized, it actually starts underground. Meaning, why would you want to buy an old domain that has been penalized and try to work yourself way up to ground level and then go beyond that, when you can start with a new domain at sea level and just go up from there? That was his rationale. So we spotted a thread over at Google Webmaster Help where John Moo, a Googler, said, or implied otherwise, where he said, no, you don't have to start from scratch. Those links will continue to be relevant to your content, so we'll certainly continue to count them appropriately. He replied to somebody who was talking about a site that I think he submitted a reconsideration request, and they wanted to know, based on that, is there an issue? Is there an issue with how that works? And meaning, will all his links be recounted? And it seemed to imply that no, it won't. Obviously, it depends on the case, so I'm not too worried about that. Again, more information with more links and everything, October 20th at SEOroundtable.com. 2 is the reconsideration request. Let me just move this here, sorry. Buying a used domain. When you buy a used domain, John Moo always says, when you buy a used domain, always submit a reconsideration request. You bought a used domain, you're not sure about its past history, but John Moo said it's always good to go ahead and let Google know that you bought a used domain on the onset. This way they know, and they go ahead and wipe it clean of everything that may have been impacting in the past. So definitely take a look at that if you are buying used domains. Obviously, you also want to look at the Wayback Machine to see what was there before, but honestly, you don't always know what was there before. There are a lot of tools you can actually check to see who owned it before, but if something's hiding and you don't know about it, it's best to submit a reconsideration request. Finally, we had a post on October 21st about canceling a reconsideration request. Somebody went ahead and posted several times saying, how do you cancel a reconsideration request? I don't want my reconsideration request to go forward. I submitted it, but I was a mistake. I don't want it to go forward. John actually posted saying, there's no problem, just don't worry about it, but people still want to know if there's a way to do it. Currently, there's no way to cancel a reconsideration request. I'm not sure if Google will ever add it, but it's something that people have been asking about. October 21st, I posted about May Day again. Michael Martinez, who comments at the blog, the Searching Roundtable a lot, posted his findings about the May Day update, which happened 5 months ago, pretty much. And what he said was the things that he's found that people are reporting, they had similar characteristics. One is sites are long established, 2 to 10 years. Sites had well-established referral traffic from popular queries up until August. Sites were pushed down to page 2 or further for multiple types of queries. Sites continue to rank well for low traffic queries. The high traffic queries now feature many well-known sites that may not be necessarily equivalent or better in terms of content, and the standard SEO help coming from various forums have failed to resolve any of the issues, and obviously people are upset still. He believes this may be due to a few things, or a couple things. That Google may be paying more attention to on-page quality signs, or that Google may simply have devalued a horde of links, which were impacting all these sites. He's not sure, but there's a continued discussion about this May Day. If you're impacted by it, May 21st at SEOroundtable.com, you can learn more information. On October 18th, we had two posts from Googlers, Google John Moo, talking about HTML5 and how that impacts SEO. Bottom case is basically Google currently won't give any special consideration to HTML5. 2, it also might not be worth even going to HTML5 because Google might not necessarily read everything in the HTML5 tags if it's not yet supported, or if it's not, you think about it in a Flash or a video, they can't really see everything in there, so keep that in mind as well. If you're using a lot of HTML5, definitely take a look at this post, October 18th, but right now I assume Google's going to get better and better at it, maybe assigning better characteristics to HTML5 commands. Obviously they're doing it with rich snippets and stuff like that, so metadata might be pulling a lot of metadata from it in the future, but right now Google's not doing anything special for it. October 19th, I posted that Google has finally brought back the report offensive images. I will include an image of basically when you went to Google Images and you saw something that you didn't want to see, some pornography or something very bloody or upsetting or whatever. What you did was you were able to click on the Save Search box at the top right. You were able to then click on Report Offensive Images, and then you were able to select which image was offensive. Now, when Google released Google Image Search, the new one, a couple months ago, they left out that feature where you could report offensive images. Now it's back a couple months later, so it's good to see. October 19th, SERoundtable.com. 2 days ago, we reported that Google has been testing a new auto-detect feature on the left-hand sidebar where you can actually enter your location. It actually tells you, we auto-detected you in this and this location for any type of query. But then Google's actually saying, all right, we auto-detected you here. Do you want to overwrite that? And that's now in the left-hand column. It's a new way of looking at that. October 20th at SERoundtable.com. Okay, next thing is, we're almost done here. Google Maps over the weekend has divided Google Map user reviews from everybody else. So if you have reviews on Yelp or other third-party websites, Google on the place pages and the Google Maps business listings will say, all right, these are the reviews left by third-party sites like Yelp and stuff like that we indexed, we crawled, and we included on our place page. But here are reviews that are left by Google Maps users who are signed into Google. And that obviously shows a distinction. It's nice to see that Google's actually doing that. I personally like that. SES Chicago was this week. I got back late last night. We covered several, dozens of sessions. Thanks to Avi Walensky and Shira Goldenthal from Pro Media Corp, Chris Boggs and Rosetta. And obviously I myself covered a lot of sessions as well. That was this past week at Chicago. I'm happy it's no longer in December, and I'm happy it's in October. And it was nice to be there and nice to see everybody at the conference. So if you missed it, we have lots of coverage October 22nd with live recaps from everything. Two final things, logo related. One is Google over the weekend, they actually launched a feature where if you have a Google profile, you enter your birth date in your Google profile, you visit google.com on your birthday, and you're logged into Google, Google will actually show you a birthday logo, a doodle, specifically for your birthday. It will have a nice little picture of a birthday cake and cupcake and a birthday wrapping gift box. You mouse over, it will say happy birthday to you. It knows your name because of your Google profile. And when you click on it, it will actually go to your Google profile and add all these fireworks and confetti and stuff like that. It's pretty cute. I have more information with pictures and video at SERoundtable.com on October 18th. Finally, yesterday was Dizzy Gillespie. I'm not pronouncing that. Gillespie. Anyway, he's one of the most famous jazz trumpeters. It was his 93rd birthday. He passed in 1993, but it was his 93rd birthday yesterday. Google had a global logo for him, pretty nicely done with the guy playing trumpet with the Google logo embedded in it. It's very nicely done. Personally, I'm not a big jazz fan, but again, this was really, really nicely done. So that pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the news we covered over at the Search and Roundtable for the past week. Today is Friday, October 22nd. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.